Right now, one of the most essential things your body does to keep you alive is the same thing quietly breaking you. You just had a burger, a bowl of pasta, it doesn't matter. Within minutes, glucose begins flooding your bloodstream. But because in your bloodstream, this vital fuel becomes a silent threat, your pancreas releases insulin to bring things back under control. And for decades it worked. But lately, things aren't how they used to be. You may feel this as a crash, heavy, foggy, or exhausted. But deep inside your tissues, a silent biological mutiny could be underway. Today, you will understand the early signs of insulin resistance, why it may show up as fatigue, cravings, or abdominal weight gains, and the science-backed steps that may help reverse it naturally. Up close, your cells are like high-tech factories. To keep running, they need fuel. And glucose is one of their main energy sources. Glucose waits outside your cells until insulin gives the signal, which activates tiny gateways on the cell surface, allowing glucose to flow into the cell's power plants, the mitochondria, where it's turned into ATP, the energy that powers your cells. And here is where it gets tricky. You can be carrying vast reserves of stored energy and still feel exhausted, because the cells that need fuel no longer respond properly to the insulin signal. And in a world of constant snacking, refined carbohydrates, and repeated glucose surges, insulin levels stay high and the signals never stop coming. Inside your pancreas are tiny command islands, called the islets of Langerhans, where different cells constantly read the chemistry of your blood and coordinate the flow of energy through your body. Beta cells release insulin to move incoming fuel into storage or use. Alpha cells release glucagon when glucose levels drop, and delta cells fine-tune the balance to keep the whole system in check. But when the signals are pushed too hard for too long, that balance begins to shift. The beta cells respond first, releasing insulin in stronger, more frequent waves. But the receptors have grown resistant, and the signals no longer get through. And here's why insulin resistance is so dangerous. At first, everything seems perfect. Your blood sugar looks normal, because the pancreas is compensating, releasing up to 10 times more insulin than it should. Over time, this chronic overstimulation can contribute to the development of type 2 diabetes, place stress on blood vessels, and disrupt hormonal balance in conditions like PCOS, where persistently high insulin levels amplify androgen production in the ovaries. For around 1 in 4 adults worldwide, the system is already under strain long before a diagnosis is made. At first, the signals are subtle: darkened patches of skin, multiple skin tags on the neck or armpits, chronic fatigue, or even a stubborn layer of visceral fat. In many cases, standard blood tests do not detect it. However, deeper markers like fasting insulin and HOMA-IR are better at revealing how hard your system is overworking itself. Different tissues may show the breakdown in different ways, but the pattern is the same. The system controlling energy and hormones is losing precision. But on a brighter side, insulin resistance may reverse when you make the necessary lifestyle changes. The strongest scientific evidence points in the same direction. Eat in a way that blunts repeated glucose and insulin surges. Build muscle that can pull glucose out of the blood, reduce excess visceral fat, and give the system enough sleep and recovery to regain sensitivity. The most effective approaches are not extreme diets. They are patterns built around fiber-rich whole foods, enough protein, regular movement, and resistance training. In practice, that usually means fewer sugary drinks, fewer refined starches, less ultra-processed foods, eating more whole foods and protein, resistance training, and sustained weight loss where needed. Insulin resistance is not your body betraying you. It is your body adapting to constant metabolic pressure. When you understand the signals, you can begin to change them through how you eat, how you move, and how you rest, giving your body the conditions it needs to restore balance. But what if looking healthy tells you almost nothing about the true state of your metabolic health? What if hunger and cravings could be rewritten? In our next episode, we will be stepping inside the brain to uncover how drugs like Ozempic hijack your satiety signals and how we can trigger that same system naturally. Until next time, stay med-curious, strive to stay healthy always, and remember that the video is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. Hope to see you again next week.